Well, hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 37 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. Today we're talking about step 2 of the SOAP framework, or the SOAP process, to deal with a confidence challenge that we're facing in our personal life, our business life, any area or aspect of your life where you're feeling that more confidence would benefit you. This is what we're looking at today. Step 2 of the process, the SOAP framework, my handy dandy little bars of soap. I've been sharing this framework for this is my 5th year now sharing it. I started in 2020 as part of the pandemic as a way to get myself moving and going and not feel stuck by so many things that were happening outside of our control. I wanted to find a way to deal with that, and so I started doing that, continued doing challenges throughout the next 2-year period, and I continue to this day, as is epitomized in this year's annual challenge. So today, O, it stands for options. Options. What kind of options? What's possible? What might be possible? What could be possible that we could do or investigate to start filling the gap between where we are and where we want to be? The story we identified yesterday, our current story versus our desired story. Whenever we identify where we are right now and where we want to be, and if it's not the same exact thing in the same exact place, that means there's a gap. There's some distance between those two things. We need to figure out how we're going to fill that gap. And the rest of the SOAP framework does just that. First thing we do is we explore options. And this is where I like to brainstorm, right? I'm a huge brainstorming fan. I've been brainstorming since I was a little kid. I have lots of ideas. But formally in high school and college, I learned different brainstorming techniques and strategies. And there are literally dozens of them. All work, you can have simple ways to brainstorm or complicated ways to brainstorm. Some of my favorite and some of the two we'll talk about today are mind mapping and then asking what if questions. Mind mapping is just a way to get what's going on in your head down on paper. And so we say, this is the area I want to be more confident in, or we describe our problem or situation currently or our desired state, whichever way you want to go with this, to brainstorm to fill the gap. Or you can do both. You can do one on a sheet of paper. Hey, this is where I'm at right now. This is where I want to be. And you can start mind mapping out whatever pops into your head for things that you could do to start bringing those two, I guess, identities and realities together. I love mind mapping. I use it more for writing or dealing with complex ideas, or when I wake up in the middle of the night and my mind's just going a million miles an hour and I don't know what to do because my mind won't shut down, I'll grab a piece of paper and I'll just start to write down everything and mind map it out, just to get it out of my head so I can let it go long enough to get a decent night's sleep. So mind mapping is a great tool. If you want to know more about that, hit me up and ask. We are exploring Kelly's story. I don't have them in guide 2 yet of the Be a Better You annual challenge private Facebook group page because I still don't have that page all set up yet. But I do have them in a Word document, and I will copy and paste them in for each day of February as we move forward. But if you want more information or need help in any area of this and today's topic, hit me up and ask, because I'd be glad to help coach you one-on-one for that, since I don't have my act together and have my stuff done. I've got a 3-day training event, and it's my granddaughter's birthday, so today I'm not going to get much done when it comes to that. I'm just being honest with myself. Another technique we can use to brainstorm and come up with options and possibilities to be in filling that gap is the what if technique. And I will say I have a mixed history with this particular strategy and technique, and I've learned to embrace it and love it and value it, but I didn't always, because when I was in corporate America, I think it was probably my second big job in corporate out of college, I had a boss who would take all of us department heads, and at the last minute, usually the night before or the day before he had a meeting with our mutual higher up boss, our vice president, he would ask us a what if question, a what if scenario, and he would want it 100% worked out about all the plus and minus, all the different scenarios, how we'd implement it, what it would cost, all the budgeting associated with it, and you'd want it by the next day, which meant most of us department heads back then would end up pulling all-nighters in order to get him the information he needed. Now, if any of those what ifs, even one, had ever, in the 5 years I worked there, been even considered or implemented, we probably would have been cool, but the fact that we did dozens of those, dozens of all-nighters for no reason, was really, really frustrating. And so I got this negative association with what if scenarios, and I had to overcome that. It's been 20 plus years since I worked there. So why would I still let my prejudice against a particular tool that just one person used inappropriately have me negate that tool? So I don't. So now I love what ifs, because all we do is we ask ourselves a series of what if questions. And the better the questions we ask, I think we're learning this, the better results we're going to get. So what if I spoke up at the next meeting? This is for Kelly. Kelly wants to, she was working in corporate America, but she's starting a coaching business on the side. She wants to grow and build and supersize her coaching business so that she can let go of her corporate job. But what if she practiced her skills and abilities and coaching in her corporate job? Guess what? You can do that. You can be a leader and coach and lead and teach other people and learn a lot of skills that are transferable to your own business. How do I know that? I've done it for decades. What if I applied opportunities despite my doubt or fears or worries or thinking I couldn't do it? What if I actually took action on an idea I had that I'm a little scared to implement or do? It's outside my comfort zone. What if I knew that failure is just a stepping stone? But if I adopt that mindset and know that it's just the next little rung on the ladder as I'm climbing to achieve what it is that I want to achieve. So we can phrase our what if questions any way we want, but that will help us come up with things that we need to do next or things that we can do and identify options. So what are we going to do today? We are going to, I've got another tool, because we haven't talked about enough tools today. Our tool today for the month of February, I want to share a tool every day so we can really load up our toolbox with confidence building tools, and they can be used for more than just confidence, but that can help us in succeeding in this challenge or really getting the most out of this challenge. And it is what would future me do? Whenever I'm a little nervous to do something, I just ask myself, okay, if this were 5 years in the future and I was that person that I wanted to be, how would I respond to this? What would I do? What kind of things would I do now to make that future me a reality? So I always encourage us, whenever we're talking about the O of the SOAP framework, to brainstorm and come up with at least 10 different options. And they can be outlandish, they can be outrageous, they can be something you're never going to do. But sometimes the seeds of the best action you can take actually lie in one of those crazy outlier ideas that you're like, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to go and speak in front of a group of 1,000 people. Okay, well, if that would be a great way to do what it is that you want to do, hint, hint, Kelly, then write it down, and maybe it's a future thing or something that future you does. All right. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, have an awesome day. Brainstorm 10 ways to start filling your gap. I will brainstorm 10 ways to start filling my gap and see what I can learn from that process today as well as you. All right. Have a great day. I will be with you tomorrow.